Hi guys, this is Group 14's presentation on animal disposal methods and the veterinary public health implications for it. Enjoy!
These are the methods of carcass disposal that we will be presenting: burial, incineration, composting, predator feeding, alkaline hydrolysis, pyrolysis, rendering, fly farming, chicken litter disposal, blood disposal, and manure disposal.
Burial is a commonly practiced method of animal waste disposal. It remains a viable option from a biosecurity standpoint. Prompt burial occurs on farms or private land approved by the provincial executive officer and local government, and should be established in areas with deep water tables and non porous soil. Trenches of minimum 60 centimeters are dug. This burial site should not be less than 100 centimeters from the abattoir. After the animal waste is dumped, it is neutralized with quicklime and covered with a soil layer. There is a high risk of nitrogen and phosphorus leaching into the soil, thereby contaminating the water table and leading to spread of zoonotic and zooanthropogenic diseases. Hence, abattoir owners possess the responsibility of ensuring that these actions do not infringe on the constitutional right to a clean environment. Associated challenges include incorrect or illegal burial, water contamination, and disease spread. However, prevention is possible through use of only approved sites and disinfectant coverage, correct trench depth and distance from the abattoir, management of illegality, and establishment away from residential areas, major water sources, and high risk areas for flooding.
The process of incineration uses oxidation for the disposal of animal waste. Disposed products include whole or portion of carcasses that are infected or condemned. The advantages of incineration include using heat, steam, and energy produced to generate electricity and destroying various pathogens. The veterinary public implications of incineration include exposure to air pollutants caused by the smoke released via direct inhalation, further risk of pollution because of potential solid waste produced, and the release of byproducts like carbon dioxide and methane contribute to global warming and toxic odors.
Composting is a simple method of using microorganisms to decompose carcasses, and when carried out correctly, this process destroys most disease-causing organisms. The waste products that are used in making compost consist of paunch content, meat cut-offs, offal, and blood mixed with kraal manure. With regards to the implications, if the composting process is done incorrectly, then spore-forming bacteria and prions could persist in the compost, and then this would present as a health hazard to animals that graze on the pasture that has been treated with carcass compost. It can also pose as a risk to biodiversity and to public health. Another implication would be that ammonium nitrate and total organic carbon can be found under the composting units and can contaminate soils and groundwater.
Predator feeding. Carcasses can be given to various game farms and reserves. Condemned waste intended for animal food is edible by predators if it is not contaminated by any transmittable diseases, example, Bacillus anthracis and Clostridial bacteria, not bearing zoonotic diseases, and lesion-free. This waste should be approved by a veterinarian. This avenue allows farmers to get some return on their lost animals and saves the cost of disposing of the carcass by other means. It also ensures a source of feed for game farms and reserves.
Alkaline hydrolysis is a natural process that breaks down animal waste into a dry, environmentally friendly material. It involves combining water in alkaline solution and heat around 150 degrees Celsius to create a liquid solution containing peptides, soaps, and sugars. The remaining solids are then composted. Some advantages of this process include an approximate 97% reduction in waste, destruction of pathogens, and minimal gas and odor emissions. However, there are also some disadvantages like limited capacity, high energy requirements for heating, and difficult management of end products. Additionally, there are requirements for a license for facilities handling over 10 tons of waste and special handling and disposal of hazardous waste.
Pyrolysis stands as a sophisticated method for the breakdown of animal waste, harnessing heat without the presence of additional oxygen. Operating within a temperature range of 300 degrees Celsius to 500 degrees Celsius, pyrolysis transforms waste into valuable resources. The process yields a range of products including sangas, pyrolysis oils, and even electricity or heat, depending on the composition of the waste feed. On the upside, pyrolysis offers distinct advantages with limited oxygen present, emissions are significantly reduced, making it easier to control environmental impacts. Moreover, the process produces valuable byproducts like gases, oils, and solid char, which can be utilized as alternative fuel sources, thus combining to the reduction of climate change impacts. Nevertheless, it is crucial to acknowledge the disadvantages. Pyrolysis generates toxic residues and potential air emissions, necessitating rigorous management and monitoring. Furthermore, the process requires a specific amount of materials to operate effectively, posing logistical challenges in waste management.
Rendering transforms waste products into valuable products by drying and separation methods. Edible rendering consists of processes that produces edible meat products such as tallow and blood. Inedible rendering consists of drying out fat from fat cells to produce products such as animal feed and fertilizers. The rendering process consists of applying heat to the waste, removing the water, separating fats, grinding the waste into smaller pieces, cooking the waste, pressing it to separate the melted fats, and extracting bone solids and moisture. Implications: smaller amount of waste to be disposed at disposal facilities or at landfills. Microbes and parasites are inactivated. The final product can be sold to generate income. A large amount of wastewater is produced when doing the rendering process. Wastewater has to be treated to remove organic substances before it can be released. High energy requirements to heat and remove water from abattoir waste are needed. An unpleasant odor is also released by the rendering process.
Fly farming, particularly with black soldier flies, offer an innovative solution for managing organic waste. These natural scavengers thrive in organic waste environments, with their larvae producing valuable outputs that make them ideal candidates for fly farming ventures. Once hatched, the larvae are added to ground or broken organic waste, where they consume and break down material. As they mature, the larvae transition to pupa, which are harvested for various purposes such as animal feed or further processing for oil extraction or composting. The end products of fly farming include nutrient-rich compost and larvae suitable for use as animal feed. The advantages of fly farming are significant. It enables a rapid process of large amounts of organic material, effectively converting waste to valuable resources. Moreover, fly farming can handle a diverse range of organic materials, offering versatility in waste management solutions.
Disposing of chicken litter can be done in many ways. It can be reused, but poses a risk for zoonosis as bacteria and viruses may be transmitted. Composting can cause water pollution, leading to algal bloom and eutrophication, which can lead to ecosystems being destroyed. It can also contaminate drinking water sources. Direct combustion leads to air pollution. It also poses a respiratory risk to workers and communities surrounding the area. Anaerobic digestion can lead to residual antibiotics, which leads to antibiotic resistance, leading to increased drug resistance and the death of humans and animals from infections. Ethanol production, large amounts of water is used in the process. This decreases drinking water available for humans and animals. The water discarded can also affect drinking water sources. Vermiculture can result in the accumulation of chicken manure and attract pests which are vectors for disease, leading to zoonosis.
Blood collected at abattoirs has many potential uses, including blood meal, poultry meal, fertilizers, animal feed, and pet food. The following are disposal methods of blood: spraying the blood waste into fields and covering it with a layer of soil, municipal drainage, feeding to pigs as feed additive, informal dumping, oxidation dams, septic tanks that are periodically collected by municipality. The implications associated with the blood disposal methods are attraction of rodents and breeding of flies, eminence, unpleasant odor, improper disposal, resulting in serious sanitation implications, and improper disposal also leads to contamination and pollution at the abattoir.
Manure disposal. Different types of manures that we have. It could be manure from a dairy, it could be manure from a feedlot, or even from a small animal setting. Part of management of manure is that it needs to be treated by thermophilic composting, autothermal, thermophilic aerobic digestion, sequencing, batch reactors, constructed wetlands prior using. Okay. Manure can be disposed by on-pasture manure management, composting, stockpiling for personal use, remove manure and dispose in forest, treat and sell to tree and plant farmers. It can also be banned. The impact that the manure can pose, it can be a lot to dispose at once, and also it can affect the air and water pollution in the farm while it's being stored. If not treated well, it can spread diseases to people or to other animals, diseases like E. coli, and it can affect the farmer's revenue. Okay, for the storage that it needs, it will need more money. And if it's well treated, the manure can be a good fertilizer in a planting farm.
Thank you guys for watching.